So YouTube got caught in a very massive lie, and it probably won't go over very well for them, and I think it might actually have some pretty negative implications for them, considering that they're being sued by LGBT creators already. Now, you might remember just a few weeks ago, it hasn't been that long ago, if I can remember correctly, that I made a video talking about a situation in which LGBT creators had been suing YouTube for alleged discrimination against their sexualities and their channels by the algorithm and by monetization bots, saying basically that they were having their money taken from them for expressing their sexualities in their videos and their titles, basically on their channels overall, by being demonetized unfairly on the platform. I figured it was going to be just a matter of time before somebody sued YouTube for this, honestly, because, I mean, it's been such a widespread issue here on the platform with demonetization and stuff like that going on, and, you know, I figured somebody was going to step up and sue at some point, but this is something that YouTube has denied publicly several times. They've stated that they have no policy to demonetize LGBT creators. They do not intentionally demonetize creators based on their sexuality. In reality, YouTube intentionally demonetizes pretty much everyone. Well, anyways, Nerd City, they are a great channel making great content. They dropped perhaps one of the biggest bombshell videos in recent memory on YouTube in collaboration with several researchers and other collaborators that seems to state the opposite of what YouTube has been saying. This video seems to prove pretty well that YouTube itself has been not only using demonetization bots that has been discriminating against LGBT keywords and videos, but also has been laying down very inconsistent principles pretty much across the board for a lot of creators, showing that YouTube has been lying pretty much this entire time. So they tested 15,296 words against YouTube's demonetization system to see which would become a video that could be monetized and what could not be monetized, with short clips of content that could not be demonetized whatsoever, so that the title was the only factor that could really lead to a decision. Of course, I will leave all of these things linked down below if you would like to do your own research, which I definitely would request that you do this research on your own, especially if you're a creator, because this is stuff that might bail you out in a lot of situations, but they found 936 confirmed demonetized words. All 50 United states or provinces, whatever you want to call them, needed to be retested as they swayed too much for a convincing answer for some reason. And even then, there were still so many words that had mixed results that they could not be definitive. This means that if we round the amount of words in this test, 1 out of every 15 words tested through this entire thing is demonetizable on YouTube. That's pretty crazy. The words selected mainly came from 3 named sources: Oxford Dictionary, the most used search terms, and Urban Dictionary. Obviously, a lot of these words, they were expected to be demonetized. Swear words, racial slurs, sexual talk, these were all expected to be pretty much demonetized instantly, but the bot isn't consistent across the board. The bot does seem to target LGBT content, which, for YouTube, that's not a good sign. They are being sued by the same people because of the same reason, after repeatedly lying about it. The word gay is automatically demonetized across the board, and other LGBT search phrases and keywords like lesbian, bisexual, and a few others give off mixed results, meaning that they'll shift between monetized or demonetized to the point that they could not definitively give an accurate rating for them. And this isn't even the end of it. There's a lot of other words that don't really make a lot of sense for them to be demonetized or to even really be questionable. Now, to put it somewhat simply, here's how the demonetization bot is supposed to work. It's a learning AI, so what happens is they've kind of thrown this bot out into the wild, and it's supposed to kind of do its job, and it's supposed to, you know, monetize videos and demonetize videos. And as it's going, it's obviously going to demonetize videos, and a lot of them are going to be incorrect. It's going to, you know, unfairly demonetize a lot of content. It's going to get some things wrong, which, you know, to learn, it has to do. Now, of course, they have human reviewers at YouTube, which unfortunately they don't do their job very well either. When a creator sends a video to be reviewed by a human after it's been demonetized, whenever it's been reviewed by a human, their result, whether it's actually been, reversed and monetized or it's going to stay demonetized, whenever that decision is made, that information is supposed to be sent to the bot. That way the bot can compare its result with the human's result, and it can learn whether or not to correct itself based on if it was correct or incorrect. Now the thing is when you look at this and you see that the word gay is pretty much automatically demonetized all the time, my question is if humans are overturning this all the time, they're overturning, gay being demonetized all the time, why are the bots not getting better about demonetizing the word gay? Because that doesn't really make any sense. And this hasn't just been a problem for a week. This has been a problem for years. Demonetization on the platform has been a problem for years, and of course, it's not something that's been limited to just the LGBT community, but this kind of targeting against the LGBT community is something that is kind of odd. But if YouTube doesn't have a policy to demonetize LGBT creators, and it doesn't knowingly do so, and it maintains full control over these bots, why is it that these issues really still exist in the first place? YouTube has full access to all of the data of what's happening behind the scenes. I mean, don't let them lie or fool you. They know what's being monetized, they know what's being demonetized. At any given moment, they can fix this problem. But this has remained an issue for a long time in the community, and really in the YouTube community at large. Now, an even crazier thing uncovered by the Nerd City video is that while YouTube is unfortunately having these bots basically enforce these demonetization practices against LGBT creators, they're hiring a bunch of human reviewers from areas where homosexuality is still illegal.
One of the services that Lionbridge offers is training AI. They employ a massive army of stay-at-home workers, and they're currently hiring in all of these countries. In many of those places, homosexuality is still illegal.
So the people who are going to be possibly human reviewing content like this for YouTube, unfortunately, are going to be living in places where discrimination against LGBT people are, it's so high that they can be imprisoned for it, that they can even get the death penalty for it in some of these areas. I wouldn't necessarily say that's the best place that you should be hiring these people from. And of course, the lie goes deeper. Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, has even stated in an interview with a YouTuber before that there is no policy to do anything like this, to discriminate against LGBT keywords or anything like that and demonetize them.
We do not automatically demonetize LGBTQ content.
Because I've heard rumors like, have the word lesbian in your tag for your thumbnail or your title, instant flag.
There is no policy, of course, because we want to have all different voices representing all different points of view.
There's no like flag words from specifically that community that is like more likely to be demonetized.
There shouldn't be, no.
There shouldn't be.
But here you have almost 16,000 words of evidence where the word gay is demonetized every single time. And then when it's turned into a different word like happy or something like that, where essentially the LGBT keywords are taken out every single time, the monetization's turned on. So if YouTube isn't discriminating against LGBT content for monetization, then how does something like that happen? If YouTube isn't discriminating against LGBT content for monetization, then why is the firm that you're hiring for human review hiring people from areas where homosexuality is illegal? You're telling me Nerd City, which is a YouTube channel, could do enough research to figure that out, but Google and YouTube couldn't figure that out? It was public information. These were things that were available on the website. They were for hire on the website. They were looking for people in these areas. This was something YouTube couldn't understand, couldn't comprehend. And the craziest part about all this research is that this is the farthest that we've ever come as a community to even understanding the demonetization process on YouTube, because YouTube does not tell us what is monetizable and what isn't demonetizable on the platform. And they refuse to actually tell us what the rating system behind closed doors actually contains. If you didn't know, YouTube has a secret rating system that essentially kills videos if they're demonetized, meaning if you're getting demonetized, you're not only not making money, you're not making it to recommended, you might not make it to your sub boxes, the video might get age restricted in some cases, meaning that people have to sign in to a YouTube account to watch the video, and YouTube doesn't even tell us where the system or what system it is or anything to let us even get a fair chance to adapt to it and to actually try to get into the YouTube ecosystem fairly. Now the thing is there's a thing called Google Ads, which is what a lot of Google's actual ads runs through. Probably pretty self-explanatory, but it used to be called Google AdWords. Anyway, it's Google Ads now. So Google Ads contains all the information that YouTubers would need to know to actually avoid demonetization. But the thing is none of this information has ever been made available to YouTubers. So I'm going to show you 2 pieces of information that were made available in a report that you can see down below called the Demonetization Report. The first one we're going to take a look at here is the Profanity Report. So obviously, it's going to talk about what you can use when it comes down to profanity. So like profanity used in non-hateful, comedic, and artistic ways, you can get your expanded inventory included. Pretty much across the board, you'll be included in the ads. If you're using moderate profanity in a non-hateful way, things like that, you will get expanded and standard inventory ads, but you will be excluded from limited inventory ads. Strong profanity, pretty much the only ads you're going to ever have a chance of getting is the expanded inventory ads. That's all you get, buddy. No chance of anything else. Now, there is an explanation for this whole thing, because I know a lot of you are probably confused, Optimus, what is expanded inventory? What is standard inventory? Limited inventory? What is all of this stuff? So now when you get standard inventory ads, which is usually what most people would probably get, this is I guess, a step up from being pretty much demonetized. This is content that's deemed appropriate for most brands, from what I'm understanding, so this is when you're monetized, you're usually getting standard inventory. However, there's a little bit more restrictions to getting into this. And then there's the limited inventory ads, where it's down to CPM and stuff like that. Now, this is that premium advertising right here. This is the advertisers who really care about their image and whatnot. They're willing to pay more to get on videos where there's no swearing, things like that. They're willing to pay to get on, creators who have really good images. They're willing to actually, really pay for campaigns, as long as their image doesn't suffer by being on those horrible YouTube videos that might have something bad in them, man. That's why they're called limited inventory, because there's not that many of them. Limited inventory ads make way more money than expanded inventory ads because their CPM is way higher than an expanded inventory ad. According to the demonetization report itself, the limited ad inventory actually gives more than double the ad revenue of the standard inventory ads, and there's no way of telling which one you're getting. You'll never know. You'll never have a clue which one you're actually getting from video to video. YouTube never tells you. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know these things existed until today when I opened up the demonetization report, because YouTube just doesn't tell anyone these things. I had no clue any of this ever existed, because YouTube could have told us these things. They definitely had access to all this. They're part of Google. But why would they tell anyone these things? Why would they tell us that brands that will pay a higher CPM and stuff for creators who are, a little bit more, sponsor friendly and whatnot, are called limited inventory, and, YouTube categorizes videos as standard inventory, expanded inventory, limited inventory, and things like that, and they have these charts and stuff to show where you're at. Why would they do that? Why would they tell anyone anything? That's ridiculous. But YouTube, how long have they been lying? I don't know. It's probably been for several years at this point that this has been going on, but it's all becoming unraveled. The community is actually starting to kind of build, it seems, a database of demonetizable words through research. YouTube has finally been caught up in the lie. There's evidence behind it. I think this is pretty solid evidence, if I do say so myself. Kinda ridiculous, but you know what? I'm not surprised. At the end of the day, this is just what YouTube does. Why be honest with your creators? Why tell them the truth? Why help them? Why help them make money? Why help their lives be better? Why make them actually happy when you can just make it harder for them? Make it harder for them to thrive and make more money yourself, because if you think about it, the more monetized videos on YouTube, the more money YouTube themselves make. But I guess I'm just thinking like an idiot, right, YouTube? I'm probably just the dummy, right? I mean, come on, man. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Subscribe if you're brand new around here. I gotta thank Nerd City and a lot of these other guys who worked on this whole thing, because they really came through with it all here. And if it wasn't for them, none of us would ever really know about a lot of this. And there's a lot of links for you guys to explore down below. I definitely think you should take a look at it all, because It's a lot. There's a lot of interesting stuff here, a lot of data to look through, a lot of words for you to look through here, and a lot of people you need to be looking into here to subscribe to, maybe donate a little bit of money to. The guy who's doing the research behind all this is trying to, I guess, keep afloat with this whole thing. It's definitely a large project. It's all down below. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, being demonetized by YouTube, having no idea what the standards are, what systems are in place, nothing, and signing out.